idea.
Things not
So
cooperating
anybody
with
know?
you?
So anybody know where Julie is? Oh no, it's just there's a lot of
She
stuff to do.
messaged the group.
Is
She
that?
had.
Oh, yeah. I got caught up in watching a video you linked. Actually, I thought slime, so I'm all up in my head, discombobulated.
Okay. Yeah, Julie just woke up from a nap and haven't eaten yet, so I'm not gonna make it today. Sorry. So,
Gotcha.
hey, maybe if you're going on long enough and she's in the live chat, who knows? But for
But
now,
she's not here now.
Yeah.
In any event, I don't know if you've noticed, but we have actually started. So hi, welcome to another week. Although remember, the weekend is a fiction, and in the future will be eliminated because there won't be work weeks. No, that doesn't work. I need to work on that. Welcome to another weekend. Although remember, under luxury communism, there will be no work week, so no more weekend. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I got
Yeah,
something
we'll
going
figure
on
it out.
there.
We can brainstorm that, yeah.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing. You know.
This is Justice Alchemy.
Fucking A. Hi.
And hello, Shaw's. I see you in the live chat. So, what do we want to talk about first?
How about Nazis?
You're echoing, John.
Oh dear.
Well, you at least
that
echoed
happen,
there.
Yes. My guess is two of us had the chat thing open, and one of us is not wearing headphones. And it's not me because I'm wearing headphones. So I think it was Tom. Hi, Sash. So, Nazis. Nazis are bad, and they showed up at a gay pride parade, and gay pride is good.
Yeah, absolutely. LGBTQ plus pride is good, but Nazis, they wanted to shore up the Nationalist Socialist movement, but it's a neo-Nazi group that showed up to like Detroit Pride, and with police escort because the police was aware that they were going to be there and they were going to be armed too, or at least they planned to be armed. And so, because the Nazis themselves actually did wanted to create another like Charlottesville 2.0, they didn't have the numbers though, but that's why I guess according to police chief that like he was aware about the situation, but yet didn't inform anyone else that like, hey, Nazis are going to show up, and yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if I mean, and bear with me, I'm going way out on a limb here and weird hypothetical, but like, what if some follow me out on this rabbit trail, right? Do you think that could even be possible?
Oh yes, that's totally possible. I mean, some of those that join forces are the same that burn crosses.
You are a poet, my son.
Well, I stole it from someone else, just like any good poets would. But I think actually no. I remember seeing a headline from somewhere like Southern Poverty Law Center or something like that, where there are in fact like a surprising number of like white nationalists or openly KKK members, or there are some like police chiefs that have to like step down because of ties to neo-Nazism.
Oh yeah,
and so. Yeah, so there's I believe there is kind of like this sympathy for like that some cops have for neo-Nazis.
yep. And of course, the far right has been attempting to infiltrate the police for decades now. I mean, infiltrate, they were always there. But they've made a deliberate, concerted effort to do so. Not the KKK, the FBI were investigating this. And then 9/11 happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're also the the right-wing extremists are also infiltrating the military because I think they want to get their hands on the organs of power and guns.
Yep. Although
and training for their civil war that they're really, really hoping for.
Yep. Although again, infiltrate isn't necessarily the right word because again, they were always there. I mean, the Fash started most of our military academy. Well, I shouldn't say most, but several. Like the Citadel here in Charleston was always a very southern institution, not surprisingly. And going
Is that
back
one
into
of
history,
the is that
go
one
ahead.
of the sort of semi-official military academies for the U.S. Army?
I don't know if it's semi-official. I thought it was entirely official.
Okay, because I know that Virginia Military Academy is, or I'm almost certain that it's also considered a feeder for the officer corps.
Let's see. According to Wikipedia, the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina, commonly referred to as the Citadel, is a state supported comprehensive college located in Charleston. Established in 1842, it is one of 6 U.S. senior military colleges. It is required to participate in ROTC, has academic programs. Only cadets live on campus. I don't know that it is a designated feeder into the military. Let's see, what is a senior military college? A senior military college is one of 6 colleges that offer military reserve officers training corps programs under 10 USC 2111AF, though many other schools offer ROTC under other sections of the law. An
Okay,
SMC
yeah.
must meet certain criteria. Cadets at an SMC are authorized to take the ROTC program all 4 years, but taking a commission upon graduation remains optional. Unlike other colleges where ROTC cadets are required to sign a contract to take commission before entering their final 2 years.
Okay, that's interesting.
So at an SMC, everyone has to take ROTC, but not all ROTC are required to take a commission. Whereas at other colleges, you're not required to take ROTC, but if you're in ROTC, you have to take it. That's weird.
Interesting.
Another distinction of the SMC system is that all cadets at the senior military colleges are guaranteed active duty commissions when they graduate.
There we go. There we go.
So it is pretty much a feeder directly into the military. Wait.
Oh, and by the way, Tom, happy birthday.
Oh, yes, that's right. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes, it is. I think it's time to put up the old on my name. Why? I'm surprised it's not there. Well, you didn't. I don't. You probably weren't aware that it was my birthday. So I'm. I'll give you a pass for just a little while. Yeah, I'm feeling. I've been feeling for the last while. I've been feeling kind of down, and last few weeks have been actually feeling almost actively depressed. And then this morning, or last night and this morning, Jamie and I think last night or early this morning, and there we go, oldie, ye oldie, uh, sent me. I got a lot of birthday wishes, so I'm feeling better today. And
Huzzah.
Marty thinks I'm older than I am, but
Yeah, you're only like 83, 84, something like that.
yeah, something like that. Well, it's in there, older. Yeah, I'm a year older than I was last year. Um,
That's how that works, right?
I'm almost certain of it, unless you're born on February 29th of a leap year. Well, February 29th, then of course you're many birthdays short of what your actual physical
Pretty
age is.
sure that's not how time works.
I think that's how time works. Almost certainly that's how time works.
No, that's a lie. That is so
Well,
a
so I
lie.
guess
Well,
then.
just like the work week, I suppose.
Indeed.
Oh, so the work week is fiction then? Right, of course. Well, we can get rid of it if we really want to. And the only way I see to get rid of that is, of course, to end capitalism. Then
I don't know that would get rid of the work week, or it would get it. We would still have weeks, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
Are
but
we
not
still
okay,
anarchical?
work
We're not going
days.
to have. We're not going to count days.
I mean, it's just that, if you're only working an hour or two a day, what's the difference between, Saturday and Thursday? That's the way I see it.
I suppose so.
You do work
So
as it's
that's
needed rather than on a schedule and until you're exhausted.
okay. So that's the luxury part of luxury space capitalism.
Indeed.
no, fully luxury gay space communism. Oh, by the
Communism.
way, I think
I
yes, communism.
had an elder moment, and for Marty, Leto woke up late, didn't still had lunch to eat, and was sad that she wasn't going to be able to make it. So I don't think that she had a good excuse. I didn't have a good excuse last week. She doesn't have a good excuse this week. So fuck her. She called me a ruin. Ruin.
I think she was comparing you to the ancient red dragon in my D&D campaign, Ruin Axis, aka Ruin. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking more. I will agree that I'm a ruin, but I think I'm more a ruin like the ruin at the at the ancient McDonald mansion on the Isle of Skye, which is actually a ruin, but it's been grown and cultivated into a beautiful, beautiful garden. And I think I'm a beautiful, manicured, cultivated garden ruin.
Okay. You said McDonald, and then it took me a while to realize. Oh no! A Castle McDonald in Scotland. Okay, that's right. Because like
It's an
part of
actual
me,
name,
Well,
not just a corporation.
I said Skye, which is of course, if you don't know where Skye is, I don't know what you've been doing with your life.
apparently just play video games and watch
It's up.
anime.
I'm educational, y'all.
Oh, by the way, so I have noticed an echo, but it's only when Tom McDonald's microphone is on that we can hear like the noises from Discord and from like when if I'm talking at the same time as Tom McDonald's talking, then I can hear myself when Tom from Tom's microphone.
Which means Tom isn't wearing headphones. I judge him.
I I'm wearing headphones. They're not plugged in.
That'll do it.
It's okay. It's your birthday. We'll forgive you.
I won't.
Of
I hold
course,
people to
John
higher
won't.
standards on their birthday.
Okay. Laura Ingalls was a lovely young girl, and I wonder. I'm sort of sad that I didn't get to see all of her life, her growing up life. So, um, but I was there when she was born, and she was just a gorgeous little kid. This is for Marty. He was wondering.
I
Like,
think you're telling a fib.
She was wondering. God, what's the matter with me? My life is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. We all made mistakes.
I don't.
Oh, you're perfect.
I make
Okay.
happy little accidents.
Oh, that's how you excuse it. I see. That explains my brothers too. They were happy little accidents.
Well, this was an unhappy large accident. I am sorry.
But still not a mistake. An unhappy large accident is still not a mistake. Am I correct on that?
No,
Okay. So yes, Nazis are bad, and while they may be like indoctrinated in that, I do not give that much sympathy for them beyond that because, well, I'll keep my distance from them and like, hey, I'll be prepared to punch them if the right opportunity shows itself, so that they can be deplatformed and, well, not be proud out and proud at a pride parade or anything like that. But yet
Punch
they
a
were
Nazi.
carrying guns.
If he
Yet they
doesn't
were.
know if you don't know why what he's done to deserve it, don't worry, he does.
Yes, exactly. Punch all the Nazis.
I'm in favor of punching Nazis. I mean, I can appreciate other approaches sometimes, like it's deprogramming Nazis, getting them away. It's also good. It's just that when they're out and marching in public as Nazis, they need punches.
I'm from Seattle. I mean, there was a guy in Seattle that rode the bus, had the Nazi swastika, and from what accounts I heard, he could have been totally fine if he just did not throw a banana at like a black guy or a couple of black people. And yeah, that was enough for just like get knocked the fuck out. And yes, it was the video of it is glorious. Just one punch, he's down for the count.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I didn't see that. I wonder.
I am totally for milking turfs, Marty. Absolutely. Milkshakes for all the bigots in the fash.
I concur heartily.
The
Here
small
you go,
fish,
Tom.
if you don't have milkshakes around as well.
I just put a link in the Discord, Tom, showing the Nazi getting knocked out in a single punch. In fact, I'll also put it in the YouTube chat because, I mean, you can't go wrong with this.
Oh, that's wonderful. I have seen that. I have seen that now that I look at it. He goes down fucking hard. Oh, he goes face down into the concrete. That's wonderful.
Yep.
You guys go ahead and talk. I'm just gonna watch it.
it's
If you
so
could,
satisfying.
it. I wonder if anybody put it to music like the Spencer punch.
Oh, almost certainly.
Time for a Google search or YouTube search.
Another one bites the dust would be nice. Boom, 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 boom. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom.
Oh, okay. If there's not a video of that, I will make one, but it has to be like, I don't know, like 11 seconds long, or like it can't be like, well, I'm not monetized on my channel anyway, so fuck it. They'll put ads on my videos and then that'll be fine. But like, hey, Nazi punch.
Bunch of Nazis, goddamn. Let's see, that's the opposite of what she meant with that song. Let's see. Fucking Nazis, goddamn? That would work. Nina Simone, she's awesome.
Okay, typing in punch Nazi punch remix, all I see is different versions of the Spencer punch. So yeah,
Not too surprising.
Richard Spencer punch to Devo, Blue Monday.
Fucking Richard Spencer. Goddamn Wang.
Well, hey, I haven't heard anything about him like recently because like he can't afford like a $4.25 drink at a bar on his credit card, and also is he fully admitted that like while these purport to be for free speech, it was never about free speech. It was just like the best way possible for them to get their message out and be able to get platforms to speak and spread their ideology about,
Mm-hmm.
and talks about ethno nationalism. And
Yep.
also he admits that like Antifa is correct. Antifa is winning. They're willing to go much further. So yes, anti-fascist tactics work.
Yep. Deplatforming works, punching Nazis works, milkshaking works, humiliate them, hurt them, silence them. That is all fine and dandy.
Glitter bombs too, because those are fabulous.
Yep. If you mix it in with some Gorilla Glue, that's fine. Don't mix it in with Gorilla Glue. I think that's going a bit far. But yeah,
I don't
maybe
even know
Gorilla
about
Glue.
Gorilla Glue actually.
It's a super glue. It sets.
Okay.
It takes a little while, but when it does set, it sets. It basically it turns into plastic. It's a resin.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love Gorilla Glue is wonderful. They also have a wood glue for Gorilla wood glue,
Mm-hmm.
which is wonderful for projects.
Yep, basically you add a little bit of water, it gets super foamy and expands into all sorts of crevices and nooks and crannies, and then it sets as a plastic, and it works really, really well.
Okay. I
Which
think
is
I've
why
seen
it
them.
might count as a little bit awful to do that to a person. And the police would find a way to really hold it against you. And
Yes,
so
they
I mean,
would.
it's probably better just to have an extra pair of socks on your person, claim you're camping, and then put a rock in the sock, and you have plausible deniability. Whereas it's harder to walk around with Gorilla Glue.
Mm. Yeah. And remember, people who are performing black bloc, protect yourself as much as you can. Like, fully dress up, fully max up. Yeah.
Don't bring your cell phone with you, and know your rights.
But we have about punch Nazis.
Yep, punch all the Nazis. Every motherfucking. Yep, every motherfucking Nazis. Even the girls, because we are gender equal. And Lauren Southern and Faith Goldie deserve to get beaten the fuck up just as much as Richard Spencer and Milo Yiannopoulos.
Because hey, they're like definitely all genders can perform in like anti-fascist like attack.
Although apparently Lauren Southern is quitting something.
I hope that she just goes away forever and just like never speaks again, and definitely does not try to like sink any like boats with like immigrants coming.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice. One less fascist in the world is makes the world a little brighter.
Go back to
Apparently.
Canada. Canada, you still have a lot of like explaining to do. Nickelback.
Oh wait, she. No, this thing I'm looking at is from 10 months ago. For her quitting YouTube. So
Okay, so she's kind of like a Brett Favre, where it's like, I'm going to retire. I'm going to retire. Retire already.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would.
Problem is
He was quarterback of my team, and
the Vikings.
I was fuck you. I think I think I should put a shit meter on my desk next to me here, and when anybody gets to a certain point on my shit meter, they're dead to me. And that was a big pile of shit on that meter. No, I am a Packer fan because the Packers are the only team that's actually owned by the community and not by an owner. Uh, and if they go away, actually, my son, I bought a share of Packer stock from my son, uh, which is not that big a deal. They're something like a million 200,000 shares out there, and shares mean nothing except the pride of ownership, pride of not ownership, but pride of contributing to the team. So it's that's anyway. Brett Favre. Yeah, when he quit, when he quit, I was really hoping he would just quit, and then he kept trying to come back and trying to come back. Then he came back with the Vikings and beat us in a game or two.
Then he
And
went to the Giants or something.
I have no idea.
I think he went
I
to the
stopped
Jets.
paying attention after he was with the Vikings. I didn't have to pay attention to him anymore, so I didn't. I loved him when he was playing for us, and he was
Oh,
great. But boy, he was his leaving was long and slow and painful.
yeah. From the Packers to the Jets, Jets to the Vikings, and now he is no longer in the NFL.
Yep, Brett Favre beat my team, the Seahawks, in like playoff games because we won the ball, we were going to score. That didn't happen, and then it's like it's a bright day, like a bright day, a clear day, no clouds in the sky. All of a sudden, snow, and Favre beat the Seahawks in that game too.
Ah, I finally found Lauren Sutherland's announcement. She announced she's stepping back from public life to pursue her education.
Well, it would be nice if she were less ignorant. That would be a very good thing.
Yeah, but where is she going to school? Is she going to all white faith university or something? I mean, who knows? More likely, who gives a shit? She's going away. Good riddance. I hope she contracts a disease.
Josh, your parents' worst fears is you being indoctrinated to be a Packers fan?
Is
I mean,
Sosh
to
from
be
Minnesota
indoctrinated.
or Detroit? Wait, yeah.
It's definitely Minnesota. That's definitely the biggest rivalry with the Packers. But it's just then again, you can like look at the post season history and like while the Packers have beat the Seahawks in like a lot of games, there was like a couple of games where it's just like, oh wow, 28-0, and we beat them all in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
So
you had a couple of years there where you were really really good, and we weren't top of our game. And yeah, hmm, that was why we let you win.
yes, and it wasn't like 28-0. We just got one touchdown in the first half, and then but our audience are not that interested in football talk. I'm not that big of a football fan either.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
tuned
see,
out like 5 minutes ago. I've just been looking at cat pictures or something. Yeah, I mean, and
Now
also
you
this
know.
gif of the Nazi getting punched.
Yes, that's always wonderful. Well, now you guys have some idea what it's like when you talk about anime or video games, and I'm politely don't do anything to interfere with your fun.
I mean, I don't either for either when like all three of you are talking about Terry Pratchett because like I'm sure their books are great, and yes, Letrano can like finds ways to send me audiobooks, and like actually there was two of the Discworld books that were like put out at work actually, but I had to like make sure it's like it was first, it was like only the second one of the Discworld books that was out at work for just people to just randomly read at the in the lunchroom, but I think the second one got put up as well, so it's just like oh okay, I can check them out. Our so that was our official moment of talking about Terry Pratchett.
Yep, we've gotten that over with.
Pratchett, not Pratcher.
My apologies.
Oh,
Okay.
Tom, you're losing interest in football. You had concussions, so you don't remember your football anymore?
Yes, that's
That was a
exactly
joke.
it. Wait, no. It's because the NFL is not taking the concussion issues seriously with their players, and
Well, they're
they're,
taking it as
they're
seriously as their profit motive demands they take it.
that's
Thank you,
that,
capitalism.
that's exactly why I'm losing interest. It's big business, and they don't much care. And even the Packers don't have
Mm-hmm.
to not care very much because they have to compete in that market.
Yep. Money
Yeah,
matters more than people.
yeah, this is why it's
Yeah.
like even with like some businesses that like do care about their employees, that like try to like give the employees a good paying wage, that's a livable wage that is like at the best at the top of like the what the market usually pays those kind of people or more, and like gives them all the benefits like all the full 6 day sick days, paternity leave, all that, and healthcare as well. That business that's does all the right things still has to compete against every other business. Like I don't know, depending on the business, they have to compete against like Amazon, have to compete against everything else, and capital just seems to always, almost always, win by the people with the most capital because it's capitalism. When you think about it in video games terms, it's just a win more kind of game. And in order to win a capitalism, you just gotta already be winning, and this you
Mm-hmm.
just gotta win more. In fact,
Best
I
way to
actually thought.
win is to have already won. Be born rich.
Mhm. Yep, you have to be born rich, and because of the class system we have, and the only way to get rid of the class system is get rid of capitalism and go to a classless society like socialism, communism. So yeah, the concussion business in the NFL is terrible. I agree. But it's like, and I think it's like when you think about it as well. Like I think even Noam Chomsky kind of like examined this. It's like, why should I care about like the team that plays or is based in the city that I'm live close near to, like won the championship? I didn't play in that team. I didn't like compete. I didn't win the championship. So why should I feel prideful that my team did win and stuff like that? And when you examine it that way or think of it that way, it's almost like the NFL or other like professional sports are like the modern day version of the Colosseum from like Roman
Mm-hmm.
times, where it's like so long as the masses are entertained enough to not realize that they're under oppression, they won't revolt. And it's like, and when you think about it that way as well, now we got so much entertainment now, and yet also in ways with like wages that stagnated, we just need we're just not being paid enough to like be able to live. So that's the 2 or 3 jobs, and so like I'm so tired. I'm not gonna like research all the politics, the local politics, know who candidate votes for what. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like vote. And yeah, and like the recurring problems is that happens with our elections and our politics and blah.
Oh dear. Julie's here. What is she angry at me about?
Well, she obviously didn't hear what I said to her earlier, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad she's mad at you.
If she wants, she can still join the chat. She's more than welcome to hop in super ridiculously late.
I mean, it's not like we have gone like an hour and 50 minutes on like these kind of streams before.
Yeah, this is John late. So she's on time and in fact early.
Don't worry, Little. I'm sure that like John Bruckner has the other things like ancient and ruin and all that. And we did talk about like how Tom is a ruin, or at least you talked about that, Tom, didn't you?
Yeah, I mentioned a ruin in my and also my Scottish heritage, and it was lovely, and I enjoyed it and brought back great memories.
Okay, Little. Don't worry. Take care of yourself. You don't. We're anarchists. We are not going to force you or compulse you to do anything. So if you're under the weather, that's totally.
That's perfectly fine.
Well, Tom is anarcho curious, so he's not opposed to like he's learning about anarchy.
Mm-hmm. And for any podcast listeners, Julie is under the weather, really not feeling up to it. And that's just fine. Get better, Julie.
Is she like Winnie Pooh?
No,
Is she a
poop.
Pooh like
Poo.
Winnie or just? Oh, I dissent from that opinion.
Winnie the Pooh, the almost perfect example of a dysfunctional family, because you got Winnie with the eating disorder, you got Rabbit, the anal detented neat freak, Tigger, dyslexic and ADHD, and then Eeyore. Not only is Eeyore a manic depressant, but a latent homosexual, as he got nailed in the butt in the first episode.
Hey, getting nailed in the butt doesn't make you gay. Lots of straight guys like getting pegged.
Yeah, very true, very true. And it was like I remember that. It's like, oh yeah. I was like, oh well. And I was like, I'm thinking, not thinking about telling this joke now because like, well, oh well. It's like how the times changed. But there's Nick Foley who said that on Conan and Bryan, which is almost over a decade ago. So yeah, and you're totally right. Some guys do like it getting paid, and so remember, people, lube.
Mm-hmm. The male clitoris is a couple inches up the butt.
Hmm. Hmm. And no king shaming as well. Try
Well,
it if
the
you like it.
XY clitoris.
Well, no one really knows their own ally chromosomes.
True.
How long are we going to have silence?
I was just thinking
About
about
that
what other
long.
news has happened this week. Trump said that despite the fact that he absolutely did not collude, he would be perfectly happy to collude. Yes, he would love to collude.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he's taking advice from the lawyers that know what the hell they're doing.
I don't think he ever has.
Does he ever like take advice?
Nope.
I think he fishes around. He shops around till he finds the advice that he likes. Um, oh no, Laura Ingalls was the founder
Well,
of the Libertarian
remember
Party.
that the term
That's sad.
libertarian was co-opted by right-wing douche canoes like in the 60s, the 70s?
Yeah, it was a series in the 60s.
And she died in the 50s. So I would think that the American Libertarian Party that she founded might have been a more anarchist party that then got co-opted. Who knows?
I'm going to hold
Yeah.
on to that. I'm going to hold on to that very tightly.
I mean, it would be nice to think that Laura Ingalls was not a far right-wing douche. And yes, Julie does know her chromosomes. She's on
That's
top
right.
of that shit. Most
Well,
people don't.
as a in terms of old timey uh, biographies of young women that contributed to frontier things. I have a fallback position because from in my county, there was a girl called Caddy Woodlawn, and she had a bunch of books written about her. So I have Caddy Woodlawn that I'm hoping that she was really um, a good person. Yeah, Laura Ingalls Wilder. Laura Ingalls was a real person.
And
Oh, that explains the
apparently she
connection right
was
there.
right-wing. Lifelong Democrat, she disliked the New Deal.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I mean, when you're friends with Ayn Rand, it's just like, oh.
Yeah, that's sad. I'm with Marty.
No wonder my mom likes her books so much.
Yeah, there's that, yeah.
If you're a lifelong Democrat and you're born in the 1860s, then you're a bad person.
Yep.
Lasai. Who the fuck is Charles Ingalls, Julie?
Okay, now most of us are down the rabbit hole now, so.
Yeah, we're all running around this shit. Oh, he was the father of Laura Ingalls. Charles Ingalls was.
still have not seen or read The Little House on the Prairie.
I think I read one or two of the Little House books when I was a kid.
I'm thinking I did one or part of one, but I do remember the TV show and
With
was
Johnny
was
Cash
quite
and the guy with the hair.
Johnny Cash.
I think he
No,
had a small role in the show.
oh, let's see, what was his name? What the father was the youngest son on Bonanza. What was his name? Can't remember his name. Okay,
Michael Landon.
Michael Landon. Did you look that up or did you know it?
I just looked it up. And
Okay,
yeah,
all
Johnny
right,
Cash had
all
apparently
right.
a significant role on the show because they have his picture along with Michael Landon. Him and Michael Landon are sharing the picture for the Little House on the Prairie collection on IMDb.
I don't remember him.
He was
I don't
Caleb
remember.
Hodgkiss, a preacher, I think, just judging by the way he looks. After rescuing a seriously... Oh, this is season 3. It's when the first episode. He wasn't really a preacher. He was a con man. After rescuing a seriously ill, unconscious Reverend Alden from his runaway wagon, down on his luck plainsman Caleb Hodgkiss puts on the clergyman's collar and devises a plan to fleece the charitable townsfolk of Walnut Grove. So that was Johnny Cash's character, a con
Uh,
man.
Leto is feeling sad because of all this information, and we've disillusioned her. That's quite sad. I'm sorry.
She thought that Charles Ingalls and Laura Ingalls were fictional characters. Then to find out that they're real at her age of 40, she's crying now.
Well, she might be crying from laughter.
There's
That
that.
might be. But let's be
Hey,
honest, they were fictional. The characters in the books and TV show were absolutely fictional. There's no way Laura Ingalls Wilder told the truth about her family.
no, yeah, I can definitely believe that there's been a lot of embellishment.
A lot of whitewashing. And, I mean, what does a little girl really know about her father? Well, she grows up. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, no way she didn't put on the rose-colored glasses for that.
I mean, lifelong Democrat in since the 1860s or so. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, hated the New Deal, friends with Iran. Yeah, yeah.
Boy, we're having a lot of trouble with. We're shitting on a lot of heroes, well, heroines
Uh,
today. Brett,
No
Brett
heroes.
Favre, and,
Heroes are for the fash.
huh?
No gods, no heroes, no masters.
ever
Egalitarian means social movement, community, not heroes.
Yes, exactly. No leaders. In an anarchist society, no leaders. So if an alien comes down and it's an anarchist society and an alien said, "Take me to your leader," the people are gonna be like, "What's that? What do you mean by leader?"
We don't do that. Would you like some cookies?
I mean, if they can take it to the worker council that's currently in charge, but it's like, what division do you need? Who do you need to talk to? What's your situation? Because we have different committees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about somebody like Joe Hill or W.E.B. Du Bois?
We can respect them, but we don't think of them as heroes because we know they're human, they're flawed, they're not
I'm
perfect.
totally fine with, even though I'm totally fine with people killing Billy Idol because they're just like, yeah,
I'm just
and I
guessing
agree.
Billy Idol has done some fucked up shit, you know.
And also, yes, a good. The only good hero is a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer a euro myself, or a gyro.
Never had
How
one.
do you guys pronounce that?
Hero.
I Yeah, I go with
G
Jero.
no GYRE
Yeah, Euro.
GR euro.
So is this a intense debate like the GIF or GIF debate?
I don't know. I've almost always only heard people that know about it or seem familiar with it use euro, but I've
It's a
also
foreign
heard,
word, therefore it's probably pronounced funny.
yeah, but I've heard some people who appear only to have seen it written call it a gyro or a gyro.
Mm-hmm. But no, it's from Greek. It's Euro with a Y
Look,
sound,
And it's spelled like a gyro, like gyroscope or gyrocopter.
which also comes from the same word, but it or the same Greek prefix. They both come from meaning turning because you get it off of a turning spit, the meat. But
Yeah,
it should be pronounced Euro for the sandwich.
language is complicated.
no, Tom. We are anarchists, so we will not like force or compulse
We're not
anyone to
prescriptivist,
like.
we're descriptivist.
And we know that that's like Lito's way of saying goodbye to like some of us, or maybe it is like, or is like one of her ways of saying I'm not talking. So what else has happened in the news? Because yeah,
I don't know. It seems like it's been fairly slow. I mean, Brexit is still slowly shambling its way to disaster.
I'm hearing more and more. Yeah, I'm not hearing a lot of detail, but I'm hearing more and more about how bad Boris Johnson is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Marty has some thoughts on that. I'm seeing memes now about how bad he is. So
Well, he's always been awful,
I,
but now he's apparently in serious contention for prime minister. Which what the fuck? Oh right, Crowder and the whole whatchamacallit.
oh yeah, yeah,
oh
yes.
yeah, the deplatforming question mark.
Demonetization of 5,000 leftists and one right winger.
Oh, so that I okay, so that figure I just heard about. So I was like, I'm not
Well,
surprised.
I'm kind of making up the numbers there, but yeah, Steven Crowder, a god awful, bigoted piece of shit in every single way. He and his fans have been harassing, doxing, threatening Carlos
Maza.
Maza, yes, um, a gay Hispanic, I think Mexican journalist. For years they've been doing this, and Maza is enough of a platform himself that he was able to bring it to YouTube's attention, and YouTube said, nope, can't do anything about it. We'll demonetize him a little bit, but we'll let him get his monetization back if he stops selling his homophobic t-shirt.
In which it does mean the slur, because if it means figs, they would set figs on it.
Wink. I mean, Joe Rogan actually literally said over and over again, wink, when discussing that with David Pakman. No, it means figs. Wink. For the listeners, the t-shirt says socialism is for and the A in figs is bleeped, crossed out, covered up.
Yeah, it's replaced with the asterisks. Also, it is like a T-shirt with Che Guevara on it, of course, because of socialism, and but with a limp wrist next to it as well. So it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And Crowder consistently always calls Maza homophobic slurs and racist slurs, like a lispy queer, and various things having to do with him being Mexican. It's just awful.
It's yep, but like, it's kind of, and yet I'm thinking that like YouTube's kind of like were aware of that because I'm sure they gotten like some people did like
Mm-hmm.
reported those videos and stuff like that, but it's like Carlos Maza has like said for years that he was like he has thick skin that like he dealt with it, but it just became like too much. So finally he became public with it. I mean, he according to like Maza, he was silent. He was privately just like telling YouTube, hey, I this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem, and YouTube did nothing. So that's when he finally just like broke his silence and went public with it. And so yeah.
Mm-hmm. And somebody asked the CEO of YouTube about it, Susan something, I think is her name,
It
and she
starts with
said,
a
"Yeah, we,
W and it's unpronounceable.
yeah, it's foreign, and therefore people make shit up." And she said, "Yeah, we looked into it, but there's no way we can deal with that without getting rid of a whole lot of our users." To which my response is, "Yeah,
Get rid of a whole lot of users, just like
get
with
rid of
Jack
your
from
right-wing bigoted assholes. Stop making money off of neo-Nazis, you piece of shit."
it's just like with like Jack from Twitter. He like, oh, we have an algorithm that can just like remove all the white nationalists on Twitter, but unfortunately, if we do use that algorithm and target white nationalists on Twitter, we'll also remove a lot of like GOP politicians from Twitter as well. And I'm like,
And
yeah, why you're not doing
then
that?
get rid of them. I mean, if they're white nationalists and neo Nazis, then go ahead and get rid of them. They don't deserve your free platform. What's the problem? And of course, the problem
I
is that they
think I
make money
think
off them.
yeah, you beat me to it. That seems to be a theme, a recurring theme on this show. It's the
We keep noticing that profits over people is bad, and we don't like it.
I'm not
Screw profits, screw
well,
money.
yeah, well, I think some of the people in charge actually would do that if it was possible. They love it so much.
I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that's still willing to fuck Trump.
Well,
Only money will.
he's got a lot of money though.
Yeah, and even then, not all of that money is willing to fuck him. Only the smaller bills.
Speaking of smaller bills, Black Pigeon Speaks got deplatformed for
Yes.
12 hours, was it? And then he got back because he complained and all kinds of other people complained. And apparently, well, uh,
Advocating
Carl,
for Hitler isn't enough to get you a permaban.
yeah, well, Carl Benjamin thinks that he was deplatformed because of his speech, which is, of course, uh, his speech is entirely within the uh, the realm of what is he liberalist?
Liberalist, classical
He's
liberal,
classical
white
liberal,
supremacist.
yeah. And uh, Benjamin on that in the stream in the video where he was talking about this and complaining about how Black Pigeon was so badly treated, uh, gave a long list of channels that people should subscribe to on what's that other platform? Not YouTube, the Nazi YouTube.
Shubtube? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think there's a P in it, but it's not peer tube.
No, it's not. Yeah, I
Sheeptube?
can't. Uh, and anathema is really pretty. I I I am enamored.
But yeah, all the people that like Carl Benjamin like recommend to follow on the new alt right YouTube is essentially oh the terrible like fascist people like Brittany Pettibone, I think, was among them. Rage Out of the Storm, I think. Black Pigeon Speeds, and yeah. So if I remember correctly, wow. So what liberalism? What classical liberal YouTubers or content creators, video makers that Sargon recommends his followers follow, including my younger brother?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
GabTube would be a good guess, yes. Or HelloTube, SSTube. Yeah.
Oh, BitChute. BitChute
BitChute.
is the one I was thinking.
That is, I think, also what I was thinking of.
I like Marty's ideas. She's got it nailed.
SS Tube. Gestapo Tube. Gestubo.
HeilTube.
But yeah. Fuck Nazis. With a knife.
No, don't fuck them. Just like leave them alone. Punch them. The Nazis don't deserve any loving, even hate love.
Fuck them with a knife.
There's that.
Or bricks. Or milkshakes. Or glitter. Actually, don't stab Nazis. Maybe stab Nazis.
No.
Don't stab Nazis. No.
Not at the moment. Not unless they're attacking you physically and you're in danger. Then you can stand your ground.
I mean, I was like, on principle, I'm not for just like straight up killing people, but yet I think it's like A, Nazis should not have a platform, and B, should be contained.
And should be punched.
Oh yeah, definitely punch.
Punching Nazis is a moral good, not necessarily a moral duty. Because not everyone is capable of punching Nazis.
Very true, and it's probably, and I think it's like there definitely is the right time and place to punch Nazis as well.
Punch Nazis consistent with your own safety.
Exactly. We don't really prepare for this show, do we? We just like show up.
We should, but we don't.
I mean, it works most times where we just like go on and talk about whatever it is else that we have on our mind. And so, yeah.
The problem is there's just not too much going on. I mean, I've been looking at Reddit, and apparently Bernie Sanders made the most wonderful speech since Martin Luther King Jr. That's something that somebody posted on r/leftist. I think I lost a little while ago, and I don't care to look for it again. But I don't think Bernie Sanders is the best thing since MLK.
No, that's... Well, for one thing, Bernie Sanders is not a socialist. He constantly talks about socialism. But I think he talks about like the Nordic model, which is like democratic socialist or
social democracy. Yeah. No, MLK though, he was a socialist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was something I didn't like about him when I first heard about him, and then grew to love about him as his career progressed. Because if you might remember, God, I'm going to say it, aren't I? I'm old enough to remember. Almost, I have conscious memories of almost his entire public career, active career, when he was making
late 50s,
news.
early 60s.
Yeah. Well, all through the 60s until 68. And so I remember thinking that he was that in the very early days, I was thinking, I like the idea of uh, increasing rights for Black people, but I think he should go slower. And later on, I read letter from Birmingham jail, and I thought, yeah, yeah, right. That was me. That was me. The worst,
The white moderate who,
the white liberal
mm,
is the is more to be feared than the citizens council member, white citizens council member.
the one who prefers the let's see, I can't remember his exact term. The negative justice, something like that.
I think everyone should just everyone while in school, yes, I was taught like MLK, but it's just like the March on Washington, which actually from
Mm-hmm.
what I've learned from the anarchist book, "Non-Violence Protects the State," that actually like started out very differently. It's kind of like the radicals that were all of these rights movements, like Malcolm X. They were actually like planning for something else. It's just like that changed from what it was supposed to be like demonstration and turned into a march because of MLK and others were got in front of it, and then it became something else. It wasn't a demonstration; it became like almost a picnic. And in school, my schooling is like we were taught the "I had a dream" speech, and that's pretty much one of the only speeches that we learned about MLK. We learned about
And
some other
then
things.
all you hear is the tiny little fraction about being judged by the content of their character, but than the color of their skin, and then nothing
Right,
else.
and that's so anodyne that uh, the far even most of the farthest right people will use that, and they'll use it as a cudgel against Black people and other people who would like to please have their rights.
Mm-hmm. Oh, why do you got to keep talking about race? You're the real racists.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's like I think the letter from the Birmingham jail is I think the more importantly the speech or the letters that like we should all be forced to read about MLK in school, and also this like his last letter or his like last essay like letter from on top of mountain on the night that he got shot because.
Mm-hmm.
MLK was a socialist, and so did that on that speech he was talking about workers' rights, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
he
social.
was he
Go ahead, Tom.
was the last thing he was working on was the was it Nashville garbage workers, organizing
Probably
them. And yeah, it was the garbage workers. I'm hoping it was.
sanitation markers.
Well, I grew up in a time when we call things what they did. They picked up garbage, and that was an honorable profession. Okay, Marty's talking about Gravel.
Yeah,
Gravel,
because like
Gravel.
Marty said that like that like yeah, Bernie Sanders does not talk about race often enough. Yeah, I agree. And
Mm-hmm.
so Marty will vote for Sanders or Gravel in the primary. And so yeah, Mike Gravel is like someone I'm looking into because like I said in the live chat, I have a comrade that also says that like they support Mike Gravel of the Democratic nominees.
I know pretty much nothing about him.
Yeah, neither do I. I've a Facebook friend of mine has recommended that I look into him as well. So I'm certainly willing to do that, and I would like to have alternatives. I have um, several people that I'm willing to vote for in the primaries, and so far Sanders and Warren are at the top of that. Um, but it's so early. I need to do a lot more work, a lot more studying. And if Gravel is interested in us not being the world's policeman and cutting the military budget, and I hope using the money for something
Good.
actually useful, that would be I support that. I don't know if I support all of his policies because I don't know them. You're learning a lot about my ignorance today.
He was a senator from 69 to 81. What has he done since?
Isn't he a governor of a western
According to
state?
Wikipedia, all I see is a career up to 1981 and then sort of stops. Career after leaving the Senate. A real estate developer, consultant, stockbroker. Re-entered politics in 89.
According to
He
Marty, you
he
go ahead.
founded the Democracy Foundation, which promotes direct democracy.
Okay. So I was like, it's like that's okay. You have my attention. You piqued my interest, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's
Yeah, the reparations one is really that's piquing my interest pretty strongly.
Mm-hmm.
that'd be a really good use of like the half of the military, and then he's like, yeah, like half of the military budget. Yeah, it's like yeah.
Yeah, he wants Americans to be able to propose legislation directly. I would like Americans to be able to propose constitutional amendments. And I want to get rid of the presidency and the Senate. I want to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I want to do a lot of stuff too. I mean, it's like, uh, yeah, it's like, yeah, and I'm not gonna for what my goals are. I'm not going to just limit by what is feasible, what is pragmatic, or what is possible in the near future. I'm looking for beyond that. I guess, yeah, there are some immediate goals in the near future that, like, I think it is like the greatest threat to like humanity, like climate change. Now, okay, the planet will still be around. The planet's not going to be destroyed. We're not going to destroy the planet. What we will probably just like make it very inhospitable for our species like in future generations, and so that's what we should be concerned with. And in my opinion is like the only way to actually get prevent the massive catastrophe of climate change is to get rid of the fossil fuel energy industry completely and replace it with renewable energy sources that is environmentally stable. uh
Uh,
and I don't see any way to like do that under the economic system of capitalism.
And
well, it's something to remember too, though, when you talk about stopping climate change before it badly affects us. It makes it unlivable in the world for us. It's already caused one of the great extinctions. It's uh, what the
mm-hmm.
sixth extinction is. It
Yep,
has been going on for one or two generations now. That's not going to, we don't get those animals and plants and other stuff
nope.
back.
We've been causing a mass extinction in insects and amphibians, especially, just decimating a vital section of the food web.
I'm not sure. It's a very subjective thing, but by my memory of windshield insects, there used to be an awful lot more insects that ran into my windshield when I was driving than there are these days. And I hadn't thought of it until I read an article about the decline of insects in this last year or so. And I think, I kind of wonder. Hey, Marty can vote in Wisconsin. All right.
You should do that,
All
Don
right.
Chano. Definitely
Yes,
get in there and vote that absentee. Oh, yeah.
taco. But yeah, so I think Mark Raffle is like a candidate I will look into, and just like because if is he's because yeah, if like yeah, so it's like I
I
like
mean,
what
he
he
is
thought.
yet another old white guy, but he has good politics.
Yeah, we're not gonna get a perfect person, so we just like get the best we can. So
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's right now wide open with the primaries, and yeah, there's like I don't know when the Iowa caucus is always of that one that's the first that's going to happen, and but we're going to finally get a debate of the Democratic nominees on the 26th and the 27th of June. So basically, the last week of June, we're finally going to get like it's not going to be all 20 on the stage at one time because that would be unmanageable. So they split it off in like two different like debates. 10 each and 10 once, and it's like it was randomly selected, and it on one stage is like Elizabeth Warren, and then and Booker and Gillibrand, and no wait, I think Gillibrand's in the other one, but in like the other one is like Biden, Sanders, Harris, I think even Yang. So I saw it last night on like the majority report from Sam Cedar, so it's like yeah, so it's kind of so one debate it seems a lot more interesting with a lot more heavy hitters in it than like the other debate. So yeah.
This seems so damn early to me. I am having trouble. This is like how. Sorry to get back into sports, but this is how like the preseason always sneaks up on me for baseball and football. Usually I'm halfway into the preseason before I even realize that they're playing, and it's sort of like that for me with the campaign. This is almost a year and a half early, and it just seems like well, the British folks do it in what 6 weeks or
Something
something
like
like
that.
that. Yeah, and they think that's long, and this just seems like. On the other hand, of course, it's nice to be thinking about somebody other than fucking Trump. We can dream.
Yes, we can dream.
Hey, Garrett.
Unfortunately, the Fash also dream, and their dream is a nightmare for the rest of us. And they are very motivated.
Yeah.
And well armed.
Mm-hmm.
So deplatform the fash, splash the fash. Use
And register brown people to vote.
do more than voting, but yeah.
Register and carpool and all sorts of stuff. Because right now, voting is one of the few tools we have to do anything to stop the motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to make up for the lost ground. Take all the air out of the Nazi and fascist and right wing balloon that Trump has pumped into it.
And undo the damage that the fuckers have done on the Supreme Court and the rest of the judiciary.
Oh, that's going to take quite a long time because McConnell is
A piece of
confirming
shit.
judges that
Mm-hmm.
well, that goes without saying. I guess that that's sort of always in my mind a parenthetical when I say his name. McConnell, who's a piece of shit. Um, but he has also said now that if a Supreme Court opening comes up in 2020, he will fill it,
Mm-hmm.
making him a hypocrite, and he doesn't care.
Yep. That's how the Fash do.
I like Leto's
Yes, we could guillotine
suggestion
them.
for what else we could do. We could.
I mean, guillotines for everyone to guillotine all of the people that deserve guillotine.
Guillotines for many, not guillotines for all.
Right.
As long as the right people hold the franchise for the guillotine technology.
Indeed.
Cooperative the guillotines.
Could
Locally
you have?
sourced and crafted guillotines.
But then anybody could make them, and that
That's
would be
yep.
a problem. It would be nice to have them. See, that's one of the problems with anarchy. You can't have licenses where you can stop people from the wrong people from using them.
That makes it difficult. Yep.
Well, since I'm already older, I think it's obvious that I am old.
Well, it is your birthday
And
too, so yeah.
it's my birthday. I'm older than I was, and I am. Uh, it's been a while, and I'm not going to say what part of me is hurting, but I think we can all guess. So I'm going to say goodbye to you, lovely people, and take a nap because I'm old. And yes, only a good guy with a guillotine can stop a bad guy with a guillotine. Not sure how that would work. That would be kind of unwieldy. Do you have guillotine holsters that you can do fast draw?
Okay, I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Could you like wield a guillotine like a weapon, like in Bloodborne or something like that? How would that work? You just like have it attached to your arm or something like that, and then you just get the person's head into like a stranglehold, something, and then like pull the lead.
I think probably a fighting axe or a sword
An
would
axe
be,
is a mobile guillotine.
yeah, or so is a sword. If you use it right. And I would like
So is a
to
butter knife if you're determined enough.
well, you kind of gotta sharpen them a little bit, otherwise it's painful.
Or be
Uh,
really determined.
yeah, there we go. I'm going to take Leto's advice and fuck off, Tom, with the heart, and I will see you all not next week because next week my son will be taking me out to a lovely dinner and possibly a movie, and we will talk and have a lovely time together without you guys. And I will miss you dearly, desperately. And you can talk about me behind my back.
Oh, I was already
Some,
planning on what I was going to say.
I know, I know. That's I'm giving you. That's why I thought if I give you permission, it doesn't seem like it kind of takes some of the sting out of it for me. So I'm going away. Bye bye.
All right. See you
So
around,
what
Tom.
movie are you going to see? Actually, do you have any? Do you have any plan?
Okay, okay. Um, I was since you are one of those people. Let me ask you this: what movies are coming out in this coming week, or the following, or the weekend of the 21st and 22nd, 23rd?
No idea.
I have to look at that because like
No, I won't miss
Men
you
in
later.
Black,
Yes, I'll
Dark
miss you
Phoenix.
later.
yeah, the Dark Phoenix I have not seen. I haven't seen like Apocalypse either, so that's why just like I'm not seen Dark Phoenix yet. Hold on, I
Do
clicked on the
you
wrong.
hear anything about Godzilla? Because that I
I
don't know
want
what
to see
those.
Godzilla. I do want to see Godzilla because like
Okay,
if I haven't
okay.
read any reviews, so I don't know about it much. So it's like okay, so in theaters June 21st will be Toy Story 4. I think that's the biggest movie that's like is going to get released on next week.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take off because Lato noticed that I was a liar when I said I was leaving. So fuck off, everybody.
You can
Uh,
blame
No, she
me. I
noticed. She
asked.
said you were a liar when you said you'd miss us.
well, also I took it for because I said I was leaving. Either way, it works. So goodbye, fuck off, and see you in a couple weeks.
See you around, Tom.
See ya.
And on that note, I have to pee. I have to take the dog for a walk. I have to go to the gym. I have a whole lot of stuff to do in my life. is full and busy and worthwhile. So why don't you go ahead and do some of the sign-off stuff for us there, Jonathan?
I am Jonathan Scott, otherwise known as Submarine Geek on Twitter, but Twitter is accessible. Submarine Geek on YouTube, and what we have a bunch of friends and comrades that could like really use like our help and like financially, if you could, because I totally understand that like a lot of people just like don't. And our friend and comrade Joanna. You could use some money as she always does. I have already donated to her, so if you can donate, I'll put it into the live chat. Donate via PayPal to severejoe@gmail.com, and I also put in her begging bowl that if you can share that around, that would be great.
Saphira
And
Joe is already in the links down in the description.
okay, so there's that, and like, I think that'll be like it for me this time. So like, that's it.
And as for Julie, she does things. Even though she's not here this week, we're going to do the kind thing and let people know that they can find her stuff there on the Facebook, like Crypt Crafter, where she used to, at the very least, craft things like painting stuff and knitting. And you can also find her Misandry Animals, where animals hate on men because, frankly, men deserve it. Because, ironically, we're pigs. She also has a YouTube channel, and eventually she will, perhaps, some Egyptians believe, make videos. That can be found on YouTube at Leto Anor, which is where you can also find her on the Twitter, Leto Anor. And as for me, you can find me on Twitter at Sir Goshan. That's where you can also find the blog, where this stuff gets uploaded in both YouTube and podcast form. And for something completely different, you can find me participating in a D&D game, Dungeons and Debacles, hosted by my friend Kevin. We play every week. We release it as a podcast, and we've also started live streaming it on Twitch at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoons. So maybe we'll see you there. That's Dungeons and Debacles over on Twitch.
And Dungeons and Bacchus is shinier than platinum, please. And most of the times, it is not stankier than a cobalt's.
Yes, it is indeed shinier than a platinum piece. Sometimes it is stinkier than a kobold's tail, but, you do what you have to. And with that, I think we can go ahead and call it a day. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for stopping by.